Trevor Lawrence dominated last year as a freshman at Clemson. And here's what really, really impresses me about Trevor Lawrence. Look, obviously Trevor has NFL arm talent. He can make all the throws. He's absolutely fantastic. And his arm, by the way, is only going to get better over time. As the years go on in college, his arm is going to get better and better and better. But what's more impressive to me than his arm talent or accuracy or arm strength or any of it is his decision-making. Trevor Lawrence's decision-making is why Clemson chose him over Kelly Bryant and why he shredded Alabama. Look, he's human. He occasionally misses throws. But when his incompletions happen, they usually happen because he was inaccurate. They're rarely because he made a bad decision. Usually, Trevor Lawrence's missed completions are because he made a physical error. Again, he rarely makes a mental error. That is what I'm most impressed with when I watch Trevor Lawrence on tape. No joke, by the way. I'm not even kidding. He made one bad decision during the entire national championship game against Alabama. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. He tried to complete a screen pass that wasn't there. He should have just thrown the ball in the dirt instead of forcing it to the receiver. One play, one mental mistake the entire game. Otherwise, Trevor Lawrence batted 1,000. You know how rare that is for a college quarterback to do, let alone a true freshman in college? Unbelievable. Look, he makes great throws. He's a master of back shoulder fades. He does a lot of good stuff. But Trevor Lawrence's mind, that is his strength. He doesn't force the ball into coverage. He's very disciplined. And now, granted, look, the guy has a lot of great players around him. He has receivers making great catches. He's got a really good offensive line. He was only sacked 11 times last year. But the one thing you cannot take away from Trevor Lawrence is his decision-making. His decision-making is impeccable. And I love the guy, man. He's a future number 1 overall pick. I'm all on board. He's really, really good. And, man, in fact, I think there's one thing that people don't give enough credit for is that he's a great thrower of jump balls. If you ask a wide receiver, some guys do a better job throwing jump balls than others. I know that jump balls require wide receivers to make catches, right? But Trevor Lawrence does a great job putting the ball up in the air, throwing it at a great location where his guys can make a catch and take a chance on the ball. Again, I'm a big fan of Trevor Lawrence. He's unbelievable. It's pretty obvious to everyone watching. Trevor Lawrence is an unbelievable quarterback. Now, there are three things, there are three concerns I have about him or three things I want to see him work on moving forward with his game. The number one thing I would like to see Trevor Lawrence improve at is I'd like to see him do a better job stepping into pressure. When he's about to get hit, he falls away from pressure. Instead of stepping into his throw and taking the hit, he falls away, and it impacts his accuracy when he does that. And in college, he can get away with it. He can get away with falling away from throws and being a little less accurate when guys are wide open. But in a couple of years, when Trevor Lawrence moves on from college to the NFL, that's not going to work as well. When wideouts are not wide open and windows are smaller, he's going to have to step into throws and be more accurate. And so that's one thing I want to see Trevor Lawrence work on moving forward. Here's another thing I want to see Trevor Lawrence improve at. It's more of just an area he can improve in, something for you as fans to be aware of. When you watch the Boston College game, Boston College versus Clemson, Boston College did a really good job with their defense disguising coverages on the goal line. Safeties would shift at the last second and change their coverage from what it looked like originally. Linebackers would show blitz and then back off. And that trickery threw Trevor Lawrence off a little bit. And other teams are going to mimic this next season and moving forward when they play Clemson. And that is something that he should improve at dealing with. We got to remember, Trevor Lawrence is only a freshman. And I have absolute faith in him. But after watching film, that is one area where he can improve at is doing a better job when teams disguise their coverages and don't just give him a vanilla look that never changes from pre-snap all the way through the end of the play. Now, again, after watching film, this guy is special. Trevor Lawrence is an unbelievable quarterback. I'm all in on him. I think he's a future number 1 overall pick. He's going to dominate college football for years. And as much as that's a blessing, it's also, I think, an interesting thing that he's going to struggle with. My number 3 concern might seem a little bit silly about Trevor Lawrence, but I really think it could potentially be a struggle. He is so dominant, and he is so talented. And he's a head and shoulders above everybody else. He's just unbelievable. He might get bored, and he might begin to develop bad habits because of it. My question is, will he stay disciplined over the years he has remaining in college football? He's got a couple of years left. Is he going to stay disciplined? He's not getting challenged very much in college football. And over the years, will he keep taking what the defenses give him? Is he going to get greedy and try to make harder, more difficult throws into coverage? I mean, straight up, is he going to be willing to dink and dunk 2 years from now? That's literally the question. Because right now, dude, he almost perfect against Alabama. It's unbelievable what he did. Decision-making, Trevor Lawrence, that is why he's so good and why he's so much better than everybody else. Why he dominated as a true freshman at Clemson is Trevor Lawrence's mind is special. Can he keep it up? I hope for him he doesn't get bored with success, and I hope he stays disciplined. If he can do that, man, I really believe in him. I cannot wait to watch what's going to happen next, man. He's going to be an unbelievable quarterback. I think he's a future number 1 overall pick, and I cannot wait to watch Trevor Lawrence moving forward. I'm all in on him. He's unbelievable, but you got to know this one thing. What makes him special? His arm is great. He's got NFL arm talent. But the number one thing that makes Trevor Lawrence better than everybody else, it's his decision-making. Where he goes with the football, it's unbelievable. He only got sacked 11 times. I understand that his team is really good around him. He's got great wide receivers, got a good offensive line. But you can't take that away from him. He makes great decisions, and that is why Trevor Lawrence is, in fact, a special quarterback.